Hi guys, welcome to the review of the Liitokala Li 500 charger. This is just a simple update from the Li 100 and Li 202, just two more intelligent chargers. So let's take a look at the Li 500, which we are reviewing here. Out of the package right away we have the user manual, or the product manual, what they call it here. If you open it, you have just some simple information about the modes, which I'm going to explain. We don't need this, I'm going to explain it on the product itself, and just some information about what is what on the product, and just the features and so on. And there's a nice thing, if you live in China, by the way, you can open the whole thing and you have exactly the same in Chinese like it is in English on this side. Okay, so let's put the manual aside. The next thing we take out is the power plug. This is a simple 12 volt. Need to take it out. There we go. Don't need this anymore. Simple 12 volt 2 amp power plug with an input of 100 to 240 volts AC. So you can use it anywhere on the world basically. Okay. So this is the same simple adapter with the simple 12 volt plug on it. Okay. Let's put the adapter aside for a second. The next thing is a simple 12 volt car charger. You can use this on your car, or if you have a solar system running on 12 volts or so, you can use this one, and just simple leaflet saying maximum 12 volt input. Same plug. The nice thing on this one is, if you notice right away, if you open it, and this is standard on many, you have the simple fuse in here, which is a simple or a good safety feature. Let's close this up in a second. Okay, there we go. This is the car charger, we could say. I'm not gonna try this out today, but here it is. And the best thing out of the package right away, or right now, is the charger itself. It comes bubbled in this envelope. This item was bought on GearBest, and it was shipped in the usual white envelope. It took about 3 weeks, I think, the shipping. So here it is. This is the charger we're talking about. The Liitokala Engineer Li 500. On the back we have some small informations. All the inputs, the input is only 12 volt on this one, which we can see right away here. We have the DC 12 volt input, and the output is 5 volts, which works, let me just say this, on this channel and on this channel. Okay. Then we have some information about the compatibility, that you should read the instructions before, apply only the inner region. What they mean is this, and what they mean with inner region, this is quite funny actually. They mean inside or indoors, we could say. Okay, apparently this has a patent, and just some informations. Let's not talk much around it. Let's take the protection off and use it. Okay, so what I'm going to do right away to show you its functions, I'm going to take my power line here. I'm going to plug it in to the power line. And I'm going to plug it into the 12 volt input. And you can see it lights up. Now it says null or null for any of the channels, as there is no batteries in. So let's simply take this 18650 I have lying around here. This is an old recovered cell, and place it into the charger, and we're gonna see right away it's on 4.15 volts, and it's asking, do you want to charge, and the current. So now what it happened, it started to charge. So if you come into this menu, you can see it's asking you want to charge. Yes. Now you can charge it, or you press the mode button, you can fast test it, or you can NOR test it. And on the other side you can choose the amperage. So you can choose from 300 milliamps to 500 milliamps through 700 to 1000 milliamps or 1 amp. This you can do on every channel with every battery type. What do these things mean? You have the charge mode. Let me just take the battery out. You have the charge mode, which will simply charge it up to, in the case of lithium ion, 4.2 volts. Then you have the fast test, which means it's gonna discharge it. Doesn't matter where the battery is at. It's gonna discharge it all the way until 3 volts or 2.8, I believe, where it's safe for the battery. It's gonna discharge it all the way till there, and then it's gonna charge it from there all the way up to 4.2 volts, and then it's gonna measure the amperage the battery takes in during the charge. Now there is the difference, which is if you if you use the NOR test, which is the third mode, what will happen is it will make sure the battery is fully charged. If not, it will charge it all the way to 4.2. Then it will discharge it all the way until the voltage where it's safe. It's about 2.8, 2.9 volts on this one. It will discharge it all the way till there, and it will measure the capacity the battery gives, or the amperage you can take out of the battery from a full charged battery until it's empty, and then it will charge it again. So once you get to the charger, you have a fully charged cell, and you know exactly the capacity the capacity the battery has for usage. Because, and this is in most cases, also in my cases, the capacity you want to know on the cell is not the capacity it takes when it's charging. The capacity you want to know is a capacity you can take out of the battery if you're using it in any appliance, for example, power bank, a flashlight, or so on or so on. These are the simple three modes, and also by choosing any of the amperage settings. If you choose it, for example, for the charge, for the fast test, or for the NOR test, the amperage you choose will be used for both the charging and for the discharging. Let's now go ahead simply with, and I'm gonna plug it out, okay? And let's go ahead with this 26650 I have here, and we can see right away, and I want to show you this, in this channel, I don't know why it's not going on now. I'm just gonna take my 18650, and you can see it's coming on and it says USB. This means the USB output is on now. As I said, it works only on this one. On this one it's also working, USB output, and USB output. So I was slightly mistaken. You can use the USB output of any of the cells. So here we go. Now, what I want to test is simply with my charge doctor, with my new charge doctor. I'm gonna plug it in and see what it says. So here we have 5.16 volts, which is great, which is way enough. Sorry, it just went off. Not enough amperage draw. And now I'm gonna plug in my load tester, my USB load. It went off again. Sorry for this. It's quite quick. You need to be quick. I'm gonna plug it in, and it's something is going on weird. Previous tests have shown it works, so I don't get why. Okay, it's just pulling too much amps. I'm just gonna draw it down because the maximum output of it is 1 amp. So let's try it again. Here we go. It comes on, and now I got it on 1 amp set. This is the rated output of the unit, and we can see it's at 4.57 volts. Now if I pull it up a bit, you can see 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 amps. We're at 3.8 volts, and we are already at the voltage of the cell basically. So now there is no boosting going on anymore. This is simply because it's rated for 1 amp only, and if I come here now, you can see that also the USB logo went basically away. If I plug it out now, you can see there is the logo. And this is simply, if it's rated for 1 amp, don't use more than 1 amp, or don't try to pull more than 1 amp. You will be able, but the voltage will go down drastically. Now, something I want to test also just to show you is the charging for a nickel metal hydride cell, which can be a AA, a AAA, a C battery, or so on. Now let's try it with a AAA. We can see it's at 1.37 volts. We can select the charging current 300 milliamps, for example, and we're going to charge it. And once it selects charge, and it takes quite a bit of a while, so you have time to choose the modes, sorry, you will see, well, okay, now it's in charge, and it will show you the milliamp hours, or the milliamps the battery took from the level it's now until it's fully charged, okay? So this is all I want to say about the charger. I have to say, what I've used it now, it's very good. It has met my expectations, we could say, but talked enough about the charger. Let's tear it apart. What do you think? Let's go ahead with the tear apart of the Liitokala Li500 charger. I hope I'm not gonna break it. There we go. So similar to actually the Night Core i4 that I opened, you have these slots just for the simple moving around. Simply plastic, so I'm gonna put it apart. I'm gonna put it aside, we could say. And here we go. Here we have the board itself. Now it's not screwed in, so it should come loose easily the way it is. So let's go ahead and lift it up. There we go. You can easily lift it up. There we go. So it came out. This is very simple actually. You have the simple the negative sliders here. Just get it a little closer so you can see it. You have the simple negative sliders here, which are connected to the board. You have the positive contacts here, similar to the Li 100 202. And you have two big MOSFETs here. You have coils. I'm not sure what exactly this is all useful, but you can take a look closer now. Hope it focuses. And here we have probably the simple boost circuit for the USB output. So take a look at it. Okay, the next thing is we have here, and this is for the display, for the LCD or for the display you see in the front. We have a simple microcontroller with a lot of pins, and we have 5 wires going to the main board, which you can unplug here, I could say, okay? But I don't want to unplug it. The other thing we can see here in the back, and this is very simple again to the Li 100, Li 200 too, where you simply have these 2 chips which I found on both of the other chargers, and a bigger controller chip. These 2, also the Li 100 and Li 200 too, have, but only one of them. Here you have just simple diodes, just probably some Schottky diodes for the charge, to not to be interrupted, and here we have some other diodes for the charging. I'm not really into this, as you probably know. Here you can take a look. Okay, so this was my review, and I just want to add now, I forgot to say this, these 2 MOSFETs here and these 2 MOSFETs probably are the discharge MOSFETs for the 4 channels. I believe each channel has its own discharge MOSFET, but something I dislike here, as you can supposedly discharge it up to 1 amp of current. I think these things without a heatsink here are quite not well built. But until now I have discharged it up to half an amp. These cells which have over 2 amp hours of capacity, there was no issue, it didn't burn through, didn't get too hot, so probably it's well designed and it's not gonna blow up on you. Okay, so well guys, thanks for watching my video again. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you can like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like these ones. Thank you, I wish you a great Christmas again and a Happy New Year.